Hi, I'm Mark. This is On Your Marks Run. Today I'm down at Hove to do the Hove Prom 10K. The weather's going to be awful today. I think we're looking at 40 to 50 mile an hour winds and heavy rain. So it's a case of just getting the head down and getting it done. Yeah, I've got an ultra marathon to do in 6 days' time. So yeah, let's see how we get on. Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. We're on the start line of the Hove Prom 10K. The race director's just doing his briefing before he gets us underway.
Have a great race and I'll see you at the end.
So the race director is counting us down and we're away now. It's going to be quite congested this first few 100 metres. Lots of runners ahead of me. You can see all those nice coloured vests of all the different running clubs there. I'll try to pick out a few of those, but it's quite a wide seafront, so it should open out quite nicely as we get into our running. As you can see, we've got lots of stats on the screen, so just working from the right hand side, we've got the slope there and the feet of elevation. That's not really going to come too much into play today. It's a pretty pan flat course along this seafront, but then below that we've got the heart rate, so you should see that climb as I start to work harder. And then moving to the left of the screen at the top there, we've got the distance, so we're on 0.2 miles at the minute. I like to work in miles. We have the speed there, 8 miles an hour, and then working down to the pace, which is a live pace. Currently we're on about 7:30 minute pace, but as I say, it's a live pace, so that's going to jump around quite a bit. So this is the route. It's a 2-lap out and back 5k course with a loop around the King Alfred tennis courts. We start out at the Hove Lagoon and run east, making a clockwise loop of the tennis courts before heading back onto the prom towards the Hove Lawns and the turn point. We then head back west along the prom to the lagoon to complete the first of the 2 laps, and then we repeat that to complete the 10k. Now last year it was very good conditions. It was pretty still, no wind. This course is a really good course for a PB, and in fact this is actually my PB for the 10k. I think last year I did something like I think it was 43:10 or something like that. I'm not going to be anywhere near that today. I've got, as I said in the intro, I've got an ultra marathon to do in 6 days' time. So I'm just going to, I've come along here today just to put a good steady effort in, but not do too much to sort of hamper my run next week. So I'm going to sort of try and average around the 7:30 pace and just get some decent points today. Looks like we're doing well though. We're under the 7:30 or thereabouts according to the pace there. The heart rate 150 odd, so I'm not overworking at the minute, so that's all good. So we're just following a few runners now. There's a guy in white here. I think he's unaffiliated, not a member of a club. We've got a guy in the green and black top here. He's a Hastings runner. And then further on there's a fellow Helsham Harrier in the red and black. And we're just approaching this turn now, which is going to take us back towards the Hove Prom. And just thanking the marshals there, as you got to do. They've been kind enough to come out in this awful weather to marshal the race and the course. And you can really hear that wind now gusting It's quite strong. I don't really remember it being sort of in the face or assisting you, so I guess it was just I don't know, a swirly kind of crosswind. But yeah, no rain at this point, but the weather just got worse and worse as we ran. And I'm getting closer now to my fellow Harrier. I seem to be reeling him in, so that's good. And we just get to the mile point now. That first lap was in 7:29, so yeah, bang on pace. That's what I'm aiming for, 7:30, which will probably bring me in sort of, I don't know, 46 something minutes, which, yeah, that's a pretty respectable effort. The Hove Prom 10K is part of the Sussex Grand Prix, which is a league of 19 clubs, and we do 12 races over the season. The members of the clubs have to do at least 6 races to be part of their team. And yeah, the 6 best performances count, so you can do as many of those 12 races as you like, and your 6 best efforts will count. Yeah, I've already done 6 races this season, but one of my races wasn't that great for points. It was the Hastings half marathon. That was back in the spring when I was doing my marathon training, my marathon block. Yeah, I think it was the day after a 20-mile training run, so yeah, I was quite tired, and it was more of a kind of mileage stroke social thing for me. Yeah, so I've come along to the Hove Prom 10K to get another race in and improve the points that I got for that Hastings run and sort of overwrite it. Yeah, so my overall score should improve. I think I've got something like about 370 points, whereas usually my average kind of points for a race are sort of over 450. So yeah, I should improve my total by, you know, a good 70 or 80 points today with a bit of luck. So we're still following this guy in the green and black from the Hastings runners, and just ahead there's a lady in a red vest who is running for the Brighton and Hove Athletics Club. She seems to be running well, as another fellow Harrier is starting to run alongside me. He's running well. And it is a bit of a shame that we didn't get nicer weather today. The Hove Prom is a really picturesque setting for this run. We can see all the chalets on the left there. We can also see the old Brighton Pier ahead, the ruins there out to sea. It's not connected to the seafront anymore. You can see how rough the sea is as well. And yeah, we're approaching the turn point of this first lap. That will take us, we'll be quarter of the way into this 10k. So my club mate is just moving ahead now. Yeah, it'd be nice to try and keep on his heels, stay with him, stay with this Hastings runner. There's also a lady ahead that I can just see in a Phoenix running vest. So that's another club. But they all seem to be pulling away quite a bit, so yeah, it'd be a shame to kind of run on my own. It's always nice to run in a pack if you can. So just looking at the pace again there, we seem to be averaging around the 7:30 still, so that's good. My heart rate is 152, which is pretty good. I don't really want to go above the 160 today because I just want to save the legs for the race next Saturday. But yeah, we're just approaching the 2 mile, and the split has just come up, and we've just 7:31. So yeah, we're bang on pace still, which is good. We're heading for my goal pace to get that sort of 46-minute 10k, and I'm just hanging in with this group. We've still got the Hastings runner there. We've still got my club mate ahead. They're probably about maybe 20 yards ahead. Yeah, I was just saying hi to and giving some encouragement to another Harrier coming the other way. And looking out to sea there, you can see that is pretty rough. The wind is getting stronger. No rain as yet, but the weather is getting worse and worse as we get further into this run. I'm still managing to stay with the pack ahead there. It'd be nice if I could just get in amongst them and stay with them. And I think we are gradually getting closer. We're gradually reeling them in. Yeah, the pack seems to be growing. I think maybe they're catching up with another pack in front. And it seems to be getting windier now. I think there's a few spots of rain on the camera lens, and that's due to get worse. And we're just going through a few runners now. That blue vest in front is an Arena 80, another Brighton club. We've got someone running well there in that purple top. Don't really recognise that as a vest, so I'm guessing he's probably just a unattached runner. And we've still got the Hastings runner, the green and black top ahead, and the white top of the Phoenix runner lady, and my Helsham Harrier teammate ahead. And just skipping forward a little bit there, we're getting a bit closer to the Hastings runner again, so that's pretty good. But my club mate he's doing well. He seems to be pushing on. I think he's on for a good time today. And that wind's picking up. In actual fact, you can see the tarmac looks wet. So it started to rain. And this weather's just going to get worse and worse. The wind's going to pick up to 40 to 50 mile an hour. And we're going to get pretty wet. So just seeing if I can maybe catch up with this Phoenix runner ahead, maybe try and pull onto her shoulder. I still seem to be keeping to that 7:30 odd pace, so that's good. Heart rate still 154, so yeah, if I can just keep it between that 150 and 160 range, that'd be pretty good. And just going through another runner. I think that's another unattached runner. I don't recognise his vest. So yeah, we're moving through the field a little bit. So we've now got about 400 metres until the end of the first lap. I've just pulled ahead of the Phoenix runner now and trying to reel in the Hastings runner and try and get back to somewhere near my club mate if I can. The rain is coming down a little bit harder now. There's quite a bit of rain on the camera lens. We've got runners coming through on the other direction, having already done their first lap. And once I make the turn, I'm going to have to change over camera because my camera lasts probably about 30 odd minutes, so it probably won't last the whole race, so I'll be doing a switch over. Lots of runners coming in the other direction now, a couple of club mates. Some of these vests I think Crawley Saints and Sinners. So we're just approaching the 3 mile mark now. The split should pop up any second, and we've just clocked 7:29, so really good pace in there. We've gone 7:28, I think 7:31 and 7:29, so we're bang on that 7:30 pace. Another club mate has just gone by there, plenty of runners coming through in the opposite direction, all on good runs, having completed their first lap. And we're almost at the turn point now. You can see those yellow high-vis jackets as we're just about to make the turn. I'm pretty close to my club mate now, but I have got to do that camera change, so there'll be a bit of fiddling around, so I'll probably end up losing contact. And that rain really is coming down now. The weather has made a turn for the worst, and you've got to be really thankful for all these marshals that have come out in this bad weather. So that's it, we've just made the turn. I'm now faffing about with the camera, doing the changeover. There's not enough juice in one camera to last the 10k. So yeah, I've just done the swap over at halfway. Lost a bit of time where I've been messing about with it. My club mate is now stretched quite a bit ahead. He's a good 30 or 40 yards ahead. I've had a Saints and Sinner in the yellow jersey, yellow vest. She's gone by me. We've got this unattached runner who's just gone by me here. But yeah, just getting back into the running, and another runner goes by. Yeah, so I just got to get back into my rhythm and get this done. The weather's getting worse and worse, and lots of rain on the camera lens. Hopefully that won't blur the picture too much. And the pace now is about 8 minutes it's showing, so it's a bit slow. I need to try and pick that up if I can. My heart rate is 155, so I'm in that sweet spot of where I want to be, between the 150 and the 160.
Thanks, mate.
Thanking the marshals again, they're out in all weathers, doing a great job. Yes, I need to stay with these two ahead and try and reel some of these runners in if I can. Yeah, the pace has... Oh, that's better, yeah. Now it looks like we're just picking up the pace again now. As I said, this is a live pace, so it's going to jump about a bit, so it's not easy to tell if we're bang on or not. But the mile splits will pop up on the screen. So we're just doing that loop again around the lawns, and then we'll make our turning again back onto the Hove Prom and retrace our steps from the first lap. So thanking the marshal again as we turn to make our way back onto the Hove Prom. And we're approaching that 4 mile split, so we can see how we've done, see if we're still on pace. And that's just popped up, we've just put in a 7:44. So we have dropped the pace a bit. We've lost about 15 seconds there. Hopefully we can make that up. The pace down in the bottom left hand corner, it's fluctuating between 7:30 and 8 minutes. So obviously I'm finding it quite tough out there. The heart rate is now up to 157, so working quite hard. We do seem to be reeling in a few other runners. Got those 2 unattached runners in the blue ahead, and we've just caught this guy in the red, and we're going by him, so he's obviously struggling a bit. The sea is looking really, really rough out there. It isn't the best of conditions today, but we're getting it done. I need to keep up with these 2 in the blue if I can. The field has got spread out quite a bit. It is easier if you can sort of run in a bit of a pack if you can. Seem to be picking the pace up again. We're around that 7:30 mark again, so that's good. And we're not too far away now from that turn point. Another few hundred metres and we'll be turning and making our way back along the seafront for the last time, back to the lagoon and the finish. Just shouting out to one of our club mates again, giving him a bit of encouragement. My club mate's well ahead now. He's a good, probably maybe even 50 yards ahead. I don't think I'm going to catch him now. And that Hastings runner who was in the green and black, he's with him as well. So yeah, I was with those two at the start of the second lap, but I was messing about with the camera and that, and they managed to press on. So it's just beyond this block now. We've got the turn point. So here we go, just over 1.5 miles to go to get this 10k done. And it is looking pretty murky out there. You can barely see the old ruins of the Brighton Pier. But yeah, looking at the dashboard, you can see I'm on that 7:30 pace still, so that's pretty good. My heart rate is 158. Yeah, so we're climbing nearer that 160 point that I don't want to go beyond. And we're almost at the turn now, and we can make our way back to the finish. Saying thank you to the marshal again. As we said before, they've done a really good job, and it's really nice of them to come out and give their time and marshal the race for us. So I've hit the 160 heart rate now. We're still on that 7:30. Yeah, so we're doing okay. And the two guys in blue ahead seem to have separated now. I seem to be reeling in this guy just ahead, so that's pretty good. I don't know if he's slowing down or the other guy has sped up. But yeah, it'd be nice if I can get alongside. Maybe we can work together. And we're getting near to that 5th split, and that's just popped up. We're at 7:34, so we've managed to pick up the pace. Not really regained any of the 15 seconds that I lost on the last split. In fact, we're 5 seconds slower, so we're now 20 seconds down. And I want to make sure that I keep near this guy in blue. I really do want to try and maybe pick off a few runners if I can on the way back. There's a couple of club mates there, just saying hi to. Plenty of club runners coming in the opposite direction. I think they were Crawley Saints and Sinners. Another club mate's just gone by, giving him some encouragement. And we seem to, yeah, just noticing the guy in green and black here who went ahead with my club mate. He seems to be struggling a bit now, and we might end up going by him. So that's pretty good to pick off a club runner. Of course, every club runner that I overtake now will be an extra point for me, so that's good. And the guy in blue seems to be pushing on. I need to reel him in again if I can. We've got less than a mile to go now. Still on that 7:30 pace. If anything, I seem to be under that, so Looks like I'm pushing more. The heart rate's up to 160. Don't want to get higher than that really. I don't want to work too hard. I've got that ultra marathon to do in 6 days' time. But yeah, I seem to be staying with him. I think if I can be with this guy with maybe 400 or 500 meters to go, I'll be confident of maybe getting in with a sprint. Don't seem to be too many runners ahead of him though, so it could just be us two. But he looks like he's running well. So that wind is even stronger now. It's at least 40 miles an hour. Yeah, it hasn't been the best conditions today, but it can be a bit hit and miss for the weather, this event. As I said last year, there was no wind at all. And as you can see, pan flat course, brilliant for a PB. But yeah, we just drawn the short straw this year. But yeah, we're almost done. There's only about half a mile to go. And I can just about make out my Harrier club mate up ahead. I think with the other blue top, we're not going to catch them. They're probably about 70 or 80 meters ahead now. And this blue top's still, well, probably a good 20 meters ahead as the 6th split pops up. We're at 7:25 minute miling, so we've gained a few seconds there, and we've got about 400 meters to go. Have I got enough to reel in this guy in blue? I'm feeling quite confident if I can just stay at this distance at least until we get to the last 200. Quite confident I can reel him in and go by. No runners going by us. Not sure how far back they are. A bit of support there from the locals, much appreciated. So we've got about 200 to go now. I don't seem to be making inroads in on the blue top, but we're under 7 minute miling on the pace, so we have upped the pace, but he obviously has too. The heart rate's 165, so I'm above the threshold I wanted to be, but that's only in the last mile, so I'm quite happy with that. It's not been for the whole distance. We're now down to 6:20, so we've definitely upped the pace. We've got about 100 meters to go now. Now I'm into the 5s. I'm looking to just push on, get that sprint going. Am I going to try and get by him now? Literally 50 yards to go, if that. And here we go. Yeah, we're into the low 5s, and I've just gone by him, and I've got him just before the line. So I'm pleased with that. That was a good run. So that was it. That was the 10k done. I think most people grabbed a drink and a bar of chocolate at the table and headed off. No one really wanted to hang around in these conditions. So a quick look at the official results. I finished in 102nd place, and I was only 4 seconds behind my Helsham Harrier club mate in a time of 46:43. Which wasn't too bad. I think I averaged about 7:30 pace, which was the goal pace. As I said, I didn't want to do too much before my Beachy Head Ultra marathon. But yeah, quite pleased with the run. It went as planned, and I think I did end up getting 450 Grand Prix points, so that bettered my tally and did exactly what I was aiming to do. So yeah, I was pleased with the run. So that's it, that's my race finish, and I'm just walking back up the seafront back towards the car, thanking a few marshals and cheering a few runners across the line. Just to give you an idea how windy it was, this was my attempt at filming an outro on the seafront before I left. I think what I was trying to say was this was the Hove Prom 10K from the Sunshine Coast, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.